making lasagna, but I'm making the sauce for my lasagna first. Gotta peel the outside layer. And then don't forget this weird filmy bit, like that. So I have some olive oil. We're gonna swirl that into the pot. You want to use a pot because we're gonna make our sauce, so it's gonna be you're gonna use a lot of liquid. And then you want to dice this up. So I like to go vertical first, like this, or well, horizontal. And then turn it, hold it. And then the last bit, I like to turn it like this so I don't cut my fingers. There we go. So half an onion. Let's put this. Heat the pan up. It's just olive oil. A half an onion right now. We'll see if that's enough. So how's your day going? Everyone's day going good? I'm gonna make bread too. I have my starter here cooking. I mean, it's not cooking, it's rising. So I'm waiting for it to get like up here. Right now it's like right here. Nope, not yet. I'm making this in a version that is much healthier. Onions. Just separate them. As they cook, they'll separate too. Okay, there we go. I'm actually really going to add more because it looks like that isn't enough. Maybe another half of this. Like that. I'm actually going to switch this to here so you guys can see better. Trying to adjust the tripod. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I think that's better. You gotta cook these until they're about golden brown. You can tell some of them are starting to. I'm making lasagna. Right now I'm working on the sauce. I'm making homemade lasagna. How are you? Okay, now we're going to add our we're going to add half of this crushed tomatoes. Lower the heat. Actually, I'm going to lower the heat and I'm going to wait until it kind of lowers. So you see now they're golden brown. This is the point in which they'll burn if you keep going. Too hot. Just because the pan was hot. I lowered the heat though. Got our crushed tomatoes in there. Now we're going to use tomato paste. I'm going to use 2 of these. That was 1. Let's see, can I put this on there? Okay. And now the second one. Now tomato paste is really thick, look. It doesn't like to, so it's really hard to get it out. You actually have to scoop it out. I'm gonna turn this burner off because it's too hot. Then I'll turn it back on and put it on low. Okay, incorporating everything. So this is the basis. Now, this is where you can somewhat play around with what you like. As far as like taste, if you don't want a sauce that's too garlicky or something like that. I fill up this can 2 times and then I put it in there with water. So here's one. And there's 2. Some people add like 2 cups and then they simmer it, but I found that makes it slightly too watery. You could always put more water in later, but you can't take it out once you put it in there. So, okay, so now I'm just gonna stir this until all the water becomes incorporated in it. And then we're gonna add our seasonings. Then I'm gonna cover this and I'm gonna simmer it on low for 2 hours. So the reason why it goes into that 2 hours, or why I like to simmer it for that long, is because I like when the flavors like mesh together, you know? Okay, so basil. And I'm just gonna do the rest of this because I knew I was running out. Okay, that's that for basil. Oregano. And I'm gonna do like a tablespoon, about. Then I'm gonna do some garlic powder. This isn't labeled, but it's garlic powder. It's yeah. And I'm gonna do about a half of a tablespoon. Gonna stir that. We already have onion in there, so you don't have to add, if you use my bases, you don't have to add onion because like you already have onion, then it's gonna be too much onion. It smells good? Yeah. Okay, turn the burner back on, put it on low, and actually I'm going to taste this. I always put it on my hand, a little bit on my hand. I'm gonna add like this much. I'm gonna add like this much sugar. Okay. And that's gonna help balance out the acidity of it. And then I'm gonna let it do its thing and decide whether or not it should, it needs more oregano or something like that. Right now I feel like it needs salt, but the problem with it is if you add salt right now and you simmer this for 2 hours, the salt gets like super potent, and then you'll end up with really salty lasagna. So like I like to add salt basically when I know my sauce is almost done. Then you add salt. And yeah, so actually I'm going to end the live while this is simmering. And I'll probably be back on in like about an hour and a half to 2 hours depending. And I'll show you how to construct the lasagna. Okay, bye. See you guys after. Add 3